Are you ready for another great story in the Reading Corner with Mrs. G? Subscribe here for lots of great stories. This is another Henry and Mudge story called Henry and Mudge and the Big Test, written by Cynthia Rylant and pictures by Sucie Stevenson. The Smart Dog. On a sunny day, Henry and Henry's mother and Henry's big dog Mudge were sitting on their front porch. A man with a collie walked by. Suddenly, the man stopped. "Sit," said the man, and the collie sat. "Down," said the man, and the collie lay down. Henry looked at Mudge. Mudge looked at Henry. They both looked at the collie. "Stay," said the man. Then he walked a long way down the street. He didn't look back. The collie stayed. The man turned down another street and disappeared. The collie stayed. After a while, the man came back. "Susie, heel," he said to the collie, and they walked down the street together. Henry looked at his mother. "Wow," he said. "Smart dog," she said. Henry looked at Mudge. "Mudge, heel," said Henry, and he walked down the steps. Mudge rolled over and started to drool. "Well, at least he's good at staying," Henry said. "Except when company comes," said Henry's mother. "Right," Henry frowned. "And when the cat next door wants to visit," said Henry's mother. "Right." Henry frowned some more. "And when your dad is mowing the grass," said Henry's mother. "Right." Henry frowned even more. "Maybe Mudge needs to go to school," Henry said to his mother. "Maybe." "Maybe Mudge needs a nice teacher like Mrs. Crocus," Henry said. Mrs. Crocus was Henry's second-grade teacher. "Maybe," Henry's mother smiled. "Mudge," said Henry, "do you want to go to school?" Mudge snored and drooled. "I hope dog school has nap time," said Henry. "And lots of paper towels," said Henry's mother, looking at her porch. School. Henry went shopping for Mudge's first day of school. He bought Mudge a new red leash. He bought Mudge a new silver collar. He bought Mudge a box of liver treats. And Henry bought himself a paddleball because he was nervous. Henry liked to play paddleball when he was nervous. And he was nervous because he thought Mudge might flunk dog school. He thought Mudge might drool on the teacher's foot, or sit on a poodle by mistake, or not even stay awake long enough to do anything. Henry paddled like crazy. When the first day of school arrived, Henry and Henry's mother and Henry's big dog Mudge drove to a long white building. Its sign read, "Papp's Dog School." Inside was Jack Papp with a handful of dog treats. "Mr. Papp is your teacher," Henry told Mudge. Mudge wagged. He jumped up to lick Jack Papp's face. "No, Mudge," said Henry. "Don't worry," said Jack Papp. "I know what to do." He held Mudge's front paws. He wouldn't let go. He danced Mudge up. He danced Mudge back. He danced Mudge all around. Mudge didn't like dancing. When Jack Papp finally let go, Mudge didn't jump up again. He was afraid Jack might want to dance. "Pretty good teacher," Henry said to his mother. "Pretty good," she said. They watched Jack Papp give Mudge a dog treat and a hug. So far, dog school was fun. The Big Test. Mudge was not a perfect student. He liked to lie down too much. He liked to sniff the other students. He liked to think about other things. But he always showed up, and he always wagged his tail, and he always gave his teacher a kiss. At home, Henry practiced with Mudge. They practiced in the backyard. Henry had one pocket full of liver treats. When Mudge did something right, he got a treat. When Mudge did something wrong, he got, "Aw, Mudge." After a few weeks, Henry needed 2 pockets full of liver treats because Mudge was getting almost everything right. He sat when he heard sit. He walked when he heard heel. And he stayed when he heard stay. Most of the time, anyway. He still didn't do too well when the cat next door came to visit. Henry and Mudge went to dog class for 8 weeks. They worked very hard. They went through many boxes of liver treats. The last day of class was the big test. Henry and Henry's parents and Henry's big dog Mudge arrived early. Jack Papp would decide which dogs passed the test. He said that Mudge would go after the beagle and before the chow chow. "Good dog, Mudge," whispered Henry. "We can do it." When it was their turn, Jack Papp said to Mudge, "Okay, Mudge, let's see what you can do." Jack Papp gave Henry a big smile. "Sit," said Henry. Mudge sat. "Down," said Henry. Mudge lay down. "Stay," said Henry. Mudge stayed. Henry walked away. He didn't look back. He walked around the long white building, wishing he had his paddle ball. He sure hoped Mudge would stay. Mudge did stay. When Henry came back, he saw Mudge lying in the same place, wagging his tail. He gave Mudge a big hug and a kiss and 2 liver treats. Henry shook Jack Papp's hand. Mudge shook Jack Papp's hand. Mudge had passed the test. He got a fancy certificate. He got a gold ribbon. He got a giant dog biscuit. Henry's father and Henry's mother clapped and clapped. "Wow," said Henry's father. "Smart dog," said Henry's mother. "Great dog," said Henry. Mudge whacked at them and barked and drooled one last time on his teacher's foot. For my great stories, go look in the reading corner with Mrs. G.